Hello everyone, Weston's Otherwise here with another video forecast. In today's video, I break down the upcoming severe weather coming to the United States over the next couple days into the next week. Starting off here with our severe weather risk for Thursday, May 15th. I zoomed in here to Illinois because it shows a very large risk here that actually does encompass all of Illinois. So we are watching this very closely, and it almost does encompass all of Indiana as well. So we are watching this extremely closely, and I would not be surprised to get a risk upgrade in the next couple of days, probably across this area if I had to guess. Maybe a bit more across this area. It kind of depends on how model trends move, but I'm also watching this area, but back into portions of Oklahoma and even maybe Texas for a more organized threat on Monday night, Monday, May 19th, into Tuesday, May 20th. If we go ahead and move on here, this is what we are actually looking at around the 20th, seeing if we can get this low pressure center to develop and eject off the Rockies here. We are seeing if this is either going to eject super far north like it's hinting at right now, or if it really is going to eject off the Rockies. Now, if it does this one, we are going to be watching more of a severe threat across this area. Now, if it ejects off the Rockies across this area, we are going to be watching a more widespread severe threat across that area. So it's definitely something that we have to watch for model trends, but we cannot let our guard down on this next storm. And if we go and look at what radar may look like, don't know why that pulled up, but if we go and look what radar may look like here on the 20th, or 19th into 20th, here we go, 16th, 17th, 18th, here we are, we're getting closer until we have our low pressure spinning, but it goes off to the north. So, and this is something crazy I'd like to say. North Dakota hit 100 degrees up here today. Absolutely insane. And it looks like we may even have another snowstorm on the way. This is absolutely insane. Like, that is insane. We can hit 100 degrees one day, and then a week later we could have this major snowstorm. So we are watching that. But one thing I did want to note is that we do actually get a low pressure set up back here along the Oklahoma-Kansas border, and then we have one up here in North Dakota. So this is why we're watching a very elongated area for severe weather. Now, I do think the biggest severe threat is going to come across these areas, but there's still lots of time for that to shift, and I do expect a day 6 outlook once we get the chance to see that. As you can tell, it looks more of a wind threat right now, but still can't forecast that for sure. But I do think we are going to get a bit more active here towards the end of May in the plains. So don't let your guard down. If we want to move on to surface-based Kate, move ahead to the 17th here. Now we're on to the 18th, and man, look at all that instability. Now, 18th, yeah, not what we're looking at. 19th, alrighty, here we go. This is big. And that is insane. 5,150 joules per kilogram of instability. Well, let's see if we have a possible hazard type. That's if this sounding will load. I don't know why it's not pulling up. But still, we are watching this closely, I do have to say. Lots of instability. And here we go on the 19th here. We are going to see that surge. And I do think something that we have to watch back here in Oklahoma is you can kind of already tell where our dry line is setting up. It is across this area. Please ignore my dog. But it is across this area. And we are going to be watching for storms to go up here. And this is a very highly caped environment. So if we do get storms here, they are probably going to be bad. So we're going to have to watch this, as this definitely could be Oklahoma and Texas's severe weather event of the year. Moving on to the European model. As why is it doing this? It has never done this. Trying to load the wind. But if we go ahead and look up here on the Euro, here we are 17th, and that's what I'm talking about here. On the 19th into the 20th, you can tell our dry line is setting up back here in parts of central Oklahoma. And it is a pretty widespread area that we're watching for severe weather. So, definitely a more widespread area, but it doesn't look to be that organized. So, we are going to have to watch that closely, but the Euro is also in agreement with the plains kind of ramping up in terms of severe weather. So, we're going to watch that closely. If we look at bulk shear, we can tell that 16th, we are going to have a bit of wind shear there in Illinois and Indiana. 17th into the 18th and 19th, I will say, it does look to be a very highly sheared environment as well. Back here in Oklahoma and Texas, lots of wind shear. Now, the main wind shear is coming back here in Oklahoma. And parts of northeastern Oklahoma is where we do have the highest sheared environment. So we are going to have to watch that very closely. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know it was a bit short, but I have my last week of school this week. So, like I said, May 16th, we are going to be trying to get out daily uploads. And drop in the comments if you like the new thumbnail. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.